Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on a 5x5 mini album spread that I titled Spring, and I'm using an untitled paper pad that has been in my scrap stash for many years. I am also using some of my dies for this page to create this page. So I'm beginning by placing everything on the page so that I know where abouts to glue things down, so just to have a general idea. Now, I also ran a card around the edges. This is very thin scrapbooking paper. It's not anything cardstock-like. And so I ran a card around the edges of all the rectangles just to distress the edges there. And so that makes the papers pop off the page a little better. And but it also makes it a little more difficult as I am placing things preliminarily on the page, because things slip around a little more easily with the edges distressed. But anyway, I am using this film strip that I finally paid attention and remeasured for my photos, so that my photos would actually match this. In a previous video, I was talking about how I was trying to achieve that, but I had somehow mismeasured things. But here, these photos are tiny, but they're all about just blossoms from a tree, so it's not like highly important big information that I would want the pictures to convey, and so it's fine. So here I am. This is a little tricky because I didn't want the photos to go beyond where the holes are on the film strip. I wanted it to just go right just so that it's covered by the film strip, and so that makes the gluing part a little more tricky because I have to pay attention. I do not have any room to wiggle the photos around at all if I want to avoid having glue all over my photos on the other side. And obviously I also have to pay attention to make sure that all my photos are in the same direction, so that I'm not placing photos upside down. So these are all things I'm trying to pay attention to as I am putting together this film strip frame. But I do love the end result of it, and I will use this frame more, I am sure, for other projects and things that I'm working on. Sometimes I use it just without any photos behind. It's also a nice decorative part that could be added to any page. So it is very versatile to be used in many different ways, and it's one of my die sets. Then I also luckily remembered that before I already started putting down the glue, but I also realized, no, I need to also put down this circle there. So before I actually glued down the photos, I did also glue down, add that circle that I wanted to go on the right side. And then, as usual, recent projects, I have started creating these paper flowers with some dies. I got a bunch of different flower dies, because I discovered it's a lot of fun to just watercolor these flowers and use those in my projects. It takes just a couple of minutes. It's not a big time-consuming task to create these flowers. I wouldn't want to spend hours and hours on creating flowers and embellishments for my pages, and so I do have a tutorial on that that I am also sharing on my channel, if you are interested in finding out how I create these super simple little flowers for my projects. And then, of course, I also have these word strips that I use on pretty much all of my pages. I think they make great embellishments, but I create them myself and share them as freebie on my blog, MistyHilltops.com. So these are spring themed. I have a lot of different themes already available on my blog, so you can check it out, MistyHilltops.com. And then I decided to just add a little more bling. I felt like this page still needed something there. And so I have this, just these scattered parts. This is from a card making set that was available locally. I never cared for the card making part of it, but I loved the little embellishment pieces that come with this set, and so I have used these on my pages there. And so for this one, I just added a few florals and some I think maybe sequins or something. Then for the second page here, I have created a large circle, and then I used some of my dies to create these paper flags. One goes in this direction, one in the other. Then I have these tiny little Polaroid frames that I really like, and I have also started printing my photos in the size that will fit these Polaroid photos. I think they're super cute and work well on any page, and the photos are slightly larger than for that film strip, and so there is, even if it was more important things on the photos, I would continue using them. I really like these little frames. So anyway, now I keep this page very simple. It's only a 5x5 size page, and so there isn't really a lot that I can do on a page because you would literally just run out of space. But so I do try to add a bit of embellishments there, but also have photos obviously to work with. This is for a spring album that I've been creating, and it's documenting. We've had a beautiful spring this year, I have to say. Usually spring season where I live is 2 weeks, and that's it. It turns from super cold winter to summer and heat, usually in 2 weeks, but this year we've had like almost, it seems like 2 months of spring with cooler temperatures and all that. So it's worth documenting that in this album this year. So then I created also, I just die cut this bicycle. I have one of my dies has this bicycle, then watercolored it with colors that I knew was matching. And then for the title, I used again my silhouette. I just cut out a whole bunch of titles for spring pages because I am working on the spring album, and so I slowly work my way through that stash that I created. But for this one, instead of watercoloring, I decided to just stamp it with a music and some scales, so music scales, notes and stuff. And I love the way that turned out. I just love having that music on the title there. So the title is colored, but it is musical notes and all that. So it's very pretty. Also, I stamped there the word hello on this tag, and the same thing with the flowers on this page as well. I watercolored them and then used my ball stylus to shape them, and now they can be added to this page. And though it's a kind of a double page spread, I am treating it as an individual layout, and so I am just creating the visual triangle with my with the flowers and embellishments that I'm adding to my to this page there. And so the last is all I need to do is add this one more flower that is sitting there on the desk and needs a loving home. So I still need to determine where I'll put that, and it goes right there on my bike. And this is my page done. I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.